Welcome back to this new cabin. Bridge building, part two. Part dos. Cut down a couple of logs over here because they were straighter, and they're almost 30 feet long. But anyway, what we're gonna do is I got to get some stakes and stake these on both sides. At least try to stake them anyways. Put like a stake here, a stake there. If not, well, what I can do is I'll put a small log right there and screw it down. That way it doesn't come off this rock. That rock is not going to move. And then on the other side, I don't think I'll do anything. I got one little rock right there, but it's not going to protrude all that much. And this is wide enough. I'll kick this side out just a little bit more. This will be wide enough for a four-wheeler. Now it does sag in the middle, but I got a piece of the log that I cut up there, and I got some spikes up there at the old cabin that I'll grab, and I'll spike down a couple of logs down on the bottom of this to help support it. And then I'll either get some little spike nails today, tomorrow, maybe Monday. But I'm going to cut all the logs for this, hopefully today. It's going to be fallen tree day. But they're not going to be bigger around as these. I had to make them that big around so the end would carry the weight of the four-wheeler. So I think we're going to be good with that. So this is the beginning. I was pulling this one across, and it kind of swooped back on me just a little bit because the butt end was over there, and it knocked me down. Thank God there's moss on them rocks, so it didn't hurt. But anyways, this is what we're doing today. We is building a bridge and getting all bloody. All the fun stuff. So anywho's and anyways. The first log I cut right there. And when it fell down, it was kind of close enough, I just drug it over. This one was over there. So I cut it. I pulled it with the four-wheeler. I got smart. So use what you got. Move this log out the way. I still got to move it more. And I cut some of this brush out of the way. So when I come up here, it'll basically be right along this log right here and go right to it. That way I don't have to pull a little U-turn thing in there. Now everything that I've done over here that's got mud turned up or whatever, I will cover that up with leaves. Yeah. So I got a few more of these brambles to cut back and cut it out of the way. And then what I might do is top of the tree over there, or the top of the tree here, probably this one right here, I'll just kind of block this little area off right here between this tree and that tree. We'll just put a brush pile so there's just a little trail coming in here. Nobody will see that. Nobody. So anyways, I got that log right there to carry down and see if I can make a couple of footers for the middle of them logs. And then I'll have to go up and I need to go get my little chariot for the logs I'm going to cut for this, the new cabin. And I got to go up there where it burnt the corner. There's a bunch of spikes that came out of where I nailed the logs together. Bring a few of these down here, and I got a hammer in the truck over there, and I'll measure these down, make them a little taller, and spike in a couple of little pieces here to help stand this up. And I'll have to get a couple of logs on each side to keep it far enough away. I got to measure the front of the four-wheeler to the logs. I want to go in the middle of these logs, but I'm going to have them over a little bit on the side, so just in case. But it won't tip over, not with all the logs going across and the footers down in the middle. So yeah, and since this won't flood up here, or even if it does, there ain't gonna be that damn much water under there. So, and if I have to, I could take some of these rocks and build it up underneath, but that's a lot of work. So we're just going to use a footer apiece right in the middle of these logs. Here, let me crawl down here. Ooh. I'm getting too damn old for this. But as you can see, they kind of wobbly. But if I stick a log down in there and stick a log down in here, they'll be perfect for getting across. And I may have to knock a little piece of that rock off because I can't move it. I moved the one that was over here, and we'll just make do what we got. If I have to, I can move the logs over just a little bit, which is no biggie. I'll see what's going on. We will find out how we're going to do this. I don't want to scoot it over too much because that's my straight shot up into there. And since it'll be a little high, I won't have a little jump up to go up there. And these are going to be up on top, so I won't have a little jump up to go over there and get hung up, spin tires and whatnot. So this will be all good. All gooders. So, anywho's and anyways, I'm breathing kind of hard because these logs were heavy. Just a hair. Just a hair. So, anywho's and anyways, we're going to get back after it. I need to start. I got to measure the front of the four-wheeler out and then make this about 2 foot wider at least, to where when I drive across it, all the logs they'll carry it. So then I got to do, let's see, foot and a foot and a foot and a foot. I need 4 extra feet. So whatever it is in the middle is probably about 4 feet or so, maybe 5 feet. 9 foot logs ain't gonna be that all that heavy. So let's measure it out. It is, if I give it 4 foot, I need 8 foot logs. And they don't have to be huge, because as you go over it 2, maybe there's gonna be enough to hold it. So I need to go over here and start chopping down some wood, like right over here. Just follow them, cut off what I need, start putting them on. Now I may put a gap in them about that far. That way it's just doop, 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 doop. And it won't use so many logs. But those, then I'll have to spike those, which is nothing. I can spike them. I can even make a little V-notch in it so where it won't roll on the logs. Spike it through there and we'll be good. We'll be gooders. So yeah, this is gonna be quite nice. Come over here and it's better than doing that. So this will be a lot gooders. I'll just lift up the middle of the logs, put a little footer in there, spike them down. I could actually move this one over just a hair, and we'll get them down. I can't move the end of that one because it's wedged between those rocks, which is cool. Don't mind that. But no, for the most part, that's what we got going. It's going to get gooders instead of fighting 2 hours with rocks. This has been about an hour, hour and a half of just cutting those 2 logs to get pulled over. Of course, I took many breaks because my dumb ass ain't that damn young. In May, I will be 62. Imagine that. So we are just gonna do gutters. So once I get this built, I will see about getting down in the bottom back there. But I think it might take a little bit longer to dig that hole over here, because I'll be pitching rocks and digging dirt. But I think I'm gonna like it right over here off this flat part. That way, if I'm cutting logs down there, I pull them down the hill, put them on my chariot, and it's an easy drag over. So I don't know what you'd call that thing. It's just 2 wheels. It's got like a piece of wood in the middle of the 2 wheels. Then I've got 2 little boards on each side of it, and I just put the log between the wheels, which is going to have way more than enough room, and then I take those little logs and I nail them up the tree. That way when I'm pulling it, the thing doesn't go like this, right? So the wheels don't get sideways on me. They'll drag straight with that log. Do whatever I wanted to do because it's only 2 wheels. And since I'll probably be picking the logs up, now here's a good idea. I made that out of a little children's bicycle. And if I can find another one, I'll make a front end for it. And then I won't have to lift it up to pull it. I just lift it up on those 2 and then just pull it wherever the hell I need it. And if I need it to go over somewhere, I can just pick it up and doop doop and then go straight when I need to. We're gonna make this a lot easier than what it was up there because I was pulling down 10 and 12 inch trees. These logs here are not gonna be that big. And as for the dugout, thinking about that, we might just dig this out, right? Dig out that area and dig it out a little bit bigger. That way I have room around it to actually make the walls just like I did up there, right? Get them, and I won't spike them with those, I won't use spikes in there, but what I'll do is I'll drill out and put a wood pin in there. And that way, if I do have to rebuild the thing, those little pins break off, or I can lift it up, cut them off, and yeah, be much gooder. So anyways, hopefully this one I won't burn down, but I'm going to do something a lot different. There's a couple of places where I know there's some old hand-poured bricks, and what I'll do is I'll make just kind of like a fireplace / stove, and I'll use the hand-poured bricks around the outside, and then I'll just go get some fire bricks and put them on the inside. That way it doesn't pop these hand-poured bricks. Put a piece of thick steel on the top to cook on, and down at the hardware store they do have the doors for the front of it. So there will be a main door where you put your wood in, and in the bottom there will be a little door to where you can scoop your ashes out. And then I've got the stovepipes for the other little heater I had in there. I'll just use those on the inside, just stick it through the roof. Whoop. So yeah, we're gonna do it gooder this time. And I may I don't know if I want to make it a, how you want to say it, a pitched roof. I may just do it like a lean-to roof and stack my boards over it. It'd be easier to cut that way, and it'd be longer boards, but I won't have to have a pitched roof. I can just build the thing up to about right here on the back side for the walls, about 6 foot, because I'm 5'8", making them about 6 foot. And then what I can do is I'll make, when I do it, I'm gonna use logs and bury logs in there to hold the corners. And when I do those logs, I'll just make them, the front ones a little taller, and I'll probably put some runner logs down it, and I'll just use that and then fill in the gaps with cut wood. So it'll be gooder, way gooder. That, or build the logs up and then run a string line, just come down the logs and then just put my roof on top of them. That'll be gooder. I don't know how I want to actually build this thing, but I got a really good idea. Like that one up there, I had a really good idea. A lot of it worked, but I should have moss chinked the damn thing. But anyways, we're doing good right now. We're getting this bridge going. So I got some more trees to cut down and take this log down there and get it ready to split up. I got to run. I'll take the four-wheeler and run up to the other cabin. Since I have the drill with me today, the cordless drill, I'm going to take off all the hinges, all the locks. I'll just put them in my backpack and bring all that stuff down. I'll just take the doors off, and whoever wants to go in there and screw around with it, I don't care. Whatever. They have the damn thing. So, because there's been some of them thieves up here, and they were going to come up here and steal some shit. Well, there's nothing in there now. Plus, I've got my ladder. I can somehow, some way bring that down. It's only a 6-foot ladder, or I can just leave it up there. The bed's going to stay, and all the wood that's up there is going to stay. So we're gooders. We're gooders. So anyways, part 2 is the end of this. So see ya.